Hey, this is Captain Paul Brawley with Fish Finder Guide Service. Boy, we've had some weather. It has been cold and it has been hot. It's almost summer again at the time of our session here. It is kind of crazy. The tides have been coming up again. So we're going to be looking right here on this big flat, all in anywhere in this section. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be coming just off the intercoastal. We're going to be jumping this bar and starting drifts. And we're going to be drifting all the way. They're long drifts, 45-minute drifts, 35-minute drifts. And we're going to be looking for redfish and speckled trout all through the flats there. I have in particular been throwing soft plastics. That would be like a plum and chartreuse bass assassin. Anything in like a strawberry color works good. The down south lures have some real nice ones like strawberry with a white belly. They also have one that's just like a bone color, which is a real good one. Any of that has been working. Though when you get done with your drift, you're just going to kind of run around. You're going to come back up this channel and jump this bar and start drifting again all the way across this bad boy. The water depths vary in there from 2 to 3 to 3.5 foot. You shouldn't have any problems on your boat jumping up or any of that type stuff. But all through there, I have been getting some decent redfish and speckled trout action. You're just going to have to be patient. It's a lot of casting, and you're just going to make long drifts. I've been using a 1/4 ounce jig head. If I'm up higher, like if I'm up on a tower, 1/4 ounce. If I'm standing on the deck of the boat, I'd rather have an 1/8 of an ounce jig head. But I'm just kind of bouncing those worms through there, fishing methodically, targeting sand pockets. All through that area, we're looking for redfish and speckled trout. All right, now we're going to move a little bit further south. We're going to be looking at this drop right in here. We're going to be targeting that on the tide change. We're going to be looking for the tide going from high to low. Check your tide charts. We're going to be looking right on that drop all through there for speckled trout. Probably a little bit better after it heats up. Get off that grass a little bit out in here and start bumping out, and you'll start picking up some pretty decent speckled trout that are hanging on this grass to sand transition here in the natural gut. You should be able to identify where birds are crashing, or you'll see bait flipping. All through there is a good area. I'm liking either a bass assassin, but not the paddle tail, the one that's like a dart. A bass assassin in just a plain purple, and or I'm liking the one that is pumpkin seed with a chartreuse tail. I'm using the darts through there with a 1/4 ounce jig head, fishing kind of slow off the bottom, letting it sink 4 seconds, popping it twice, pausing, reeling up the slack, pop, pop, reel up the slack. All through there, you're picking up some pretty decent speckled trout. You can try back out here on this big flat, making drifts, looking for redfish and some trout. There has been some. The redfish are very scattered. You'll end up catching a few trout while you're trying to redfish. And in that area, I am using the down south lures with the paddle tails. I'm using the bass assassin with the paddle tails, and I'm using Berkeley power baits with the paddle tail. They are pretty good fish. I don't know if you guys know that the redfish killers. They are like a pumpkin seed, white belly, yellowtail. That's a pretty good lure to use through there also. I can't remember who exactly makes the redfish killer. It is a brown package when you go look at the store. Anyway, all through there has had scattered redfish, and definitely you're looking for these trout out here on this transition. All right, and finally we're going to kind of talk to our wade fishermen a little bit. Wade fishermen, you guys are going to be looking on the shoreline starting around right here where this entrance to this old lake is, looking for redfish. I will be using paddle tails through there, almost any color you like, a chartreuse, a purple, white, bone, any color through there of a paddle tail, either the down south lures, the Berkeley power baits, or the Bass Assassins. Any of those in your paddle tail shapes will work real well for reds. If you come on down around this area right in here, it has a big bend that kind of comes up towards the shore, and then it's got a deeper pocket a little closer to shore. You will be able to there. You'll see an old duck blind somewhere in here, in a real big sand flat. In from that sand flat, coming south towards Pure Oil, before this grass pops out here, right in there, has been pretty decent for some nice speckled trout. You may catch a trophy trout through there. I would either use corkies. I like to use Dayglow corky. You can use the pink ice corky. If you don't want to use a corky, the Bass Assassins and the darts, which would be the Bass Assassins without the paddle tails, it has the pointy tail. Once again, I like using a solid purple, a purple and chartreuse, or a pumpkin seed and chartreuse all through there. You can also try electric chicken through there. Sometimes if the water's a little bit off, they'll really key on that one. That seems to be pretty good. But that little area right through there for wade fishing has been pretty good. You can also try wading right in this zone right here, looking for redfish and speckled trout. I would use all the same types of lures, 1/8 ounce jig head, either using your down south or your power baits or your Bass Assassins for the reds, or you can try the darts. Mainly, I like Bass Assassins. I'm a Bass Assassin guy when it comes to using darts, which is the pointy tails, plum, chartreuse, or straight plum, and or they make a strawberry black. Any of those types would work real well for your trout right in that area. Anyway, you guys have a good week fishing. Weather should be nice, and be respectful to each other and catch a bunch of fish.